And my guest today is Peter Curk. Peter is the CEO of ICONOMI. I better check that we're saying that right, Peter. We'll do that in 1 second. But ICONOMI is a leading crypto investment platform that makes it easy for beginners to crypto, but also has a sophisticated suite, a Swiss Army knife, if you like, of tools for power crypto users. Welcome to the show, Peter.
Thanks for having me.
Did I say that right? ICONOMI, is that how we say it?
Uh, I think I heard it at least in three different ways people spell it, so pronounce it. So just feel free to do it anyway. We call it economy,
ICONOMI.
but yeah, kind of sounds more. It sounds better to us, but yeah, feel free. No worries.
Yep. No, I like it. Economy. All right. Very nice. Look, Peter, let's do what we do at the beginning of the show. Before we learn all about economy, let's learn a little bit about you, your background, your personal and professional story. Just, yeah, share a little bit of your story, what you've been doing and the lead up to becoming involved or being CEO at Economy.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I've been following the blockchain Bitcoin stories. I got involved in 2014 by a friend at that, and no, I did completely miss the potential of Bitcoin to become, the 10x, serving the human greed that led then to all that happened in the last bull run, people trading and all this. I somehow always saw it more of a ledger technology. My background business-wise is completely different. I had nothing to do with professional finance before that. I actually worked mostly in digital product marketing, co-founded a medical startup, so completely different industries, I would also say. But looking back at my career, I always been driven by curiosity and actually the opportunity to learn something new. So when 2 years ago, a friend of mine that same friend that actually introduced me to Bitcoin in 2014 called me and told me, look, I have this company, I found it, and we need to scale it up. Would it be a challenge for you? I took me like very short time to make a decision and get re-involved with the industry. In, Before that, I just followed it privately, like trading, investing a bit, but it was not my everyday bread, so to say.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Peter. Well, let's start to learn a little bit more about economy then. So, yeah, as I mentioned, economy is it's a crypto platform, quite a large suite of different products and features. So, yeah, how do you want to start this? Give us your kind of top line explanation for what economy is and who it's for.
Yeah, in its essence, it's an integrated platform and that actually connects to various liquidity providers in the backend. And on the front end, we're able to serve the most beginners entering the space, as well as more sophisticated investors coming from the B2B space. So if you come to the website, you will be able to recognize that the main thing that we actually do is we make it simple for the beginners, let's call them retail investors, to invest and outperform Bitcoin. The platform that we built is actually a portfolio management platform for crypto. And these portfolios, strategies, whatever you want to call them, can then be used for different asset managers. Now, everybody is a kind of a private asset manager for his own assets nowadays. So that's the most visible part of our platform, where we have, like, I guess, 250 public strategies that anybody can copy. So, you come to the platform, decide, select the strategy you think suits your investment goals, and then just start copying it. That's on the retail side. While if you are more power user, let's a professional trader or a B2B client of ours, you just get access to the same platform, but completely from another angle. which is a private asset management dashboard where you can manage your company assets or the assets of your clients as an asset manager.
And I think,
Um,
yeah, got it. And look,
no, no, no,
Peter,
just go.
yeah, oh no, I was just going to say, because I see, I know you guys are based in the UK, so based in Europe. It'd
Correct.
be useful just to explain if there are any restrictions on the types of people or jurisdictions of people that can use economy.
Generally, we basically accept customers all over the world, although we do actively market only in the UK, and we just recently expanded to the Netherlands. So currently, we actively market our services in the UK and in the Netherlands. While there are people from all the world finding us out. Yeah, and the main, actually, that's something that we're also very proud of. The main, actually, way they find us is by getting introduced from very satisfied users who tend to see that the portfolio management is really one of the killer features that they cannot find elsewhere.
Yeah. Makes sense. I'm sure. Are you finding that, there's the next wave, I guess, of retail crypto investors may just be beginning to look at the market again because they will obviously be noticing that suddenly crypto prices are on potentially an upward trajectory. If that continues, Bitcoin's doing very well, then eventually there'll be some media attentions. People will be talking, their friends will be talking, they'll see social media posts and they'll be like,
Yeah, the
I've got to,
taxi drivers will be talking.
yeah,
That's
well,
the very
so yeah, so people are looking to sign up with Iconomy. What would you say to people that are just getting started on their crypto journey? What are some pieces of wisdom perhaps that they can use to help start up on the right foot?
Yeah, maybe the most important thing that I believe every retail investor has to consider is first of all to make any investment decision into crypto before doing the actual investment. So not to pour money in and then start looking at the charts, because in crypto these charts can really drive your feelings, the greed that comes with it, and of course the fear, really, really wild. So I would really advise anybody just to, first of all, take a look at his finances, say, okay, I'm gonna put in crypto a small percentage of my portfolio, my investments, and then basically also at the same time making this decision, also saying what his take profit strategy is going to be. If I just look at the retail side of the platform, we can clearly see that most retail investors simply don't take profits when it's time to take profits. We are just human, and yeah, the greed kicks in, and then it's too late, and then everybody, they simply don't sell when it's time to sell. So, you create a plan, and at the same time you create your take profits strategy. And on our platform, this can be easily done by just go there, check the smart rules wizards, and let's say you go for 50% taking profits whenever something goes up 10% or something like this. There are many different strategies how to do it, but this is really key. Do everything this before you have invested a single penny.
Yeah, so you're saying you can automate that. You can
Yeah,
create your own, come up with a
yeah.
target for a particular coin or strategy, and if the price gets to that point, then of course the great thing about that, if you can automate it on Economy, is you take your emotional greedy self out of the picture, Peter.
Exactly, exactly. Thanks for saying it with a bit clearer. The key is not only if it reaches that price, the feature that we have and we are really pushing to the retail investors, and it's really also picking up on the platform is, that you say something like, oh, if it goes up 10%, I'm gonna take 50% of the profit out. And it's a reoccurring feature, so function. So whenever it goes up, it takes something out. So your money is really making money for you. It's not just virtual profits that you then never, you never cash in. which is one of the features that we really try to encourage the beginners using. The other thing that we also, I think, do as a platform and how we see our role on the retail market as to basically take the less liquid coins out of the reach of these unexperienced users, and also somehow provide them in a safer environment to trade crypto. So one of the things that we do for them is like due diligence on the coins, checking that they always have good liquidity, not on a single exchange, on multiple exchanges, which means then that the prices that they will always be able to sell, even if one single exchange delists those coins. And this really then reduces the risks of the beginners, getting scammed or getting involved in some early stage projects, which then end up having no liquidity, or just having coins that actually have no value at the end.
Yes, indeed. I'd love to hear more about the strategies and how they work. So I'm just looking at the
Yeah.
strat.
Have
The,
you
I
have
mean, I
you
know.
selected a specific one, or?
Well, yeah, so I'm looking at the crypto investment strategies on iConomy at the moment, and I like how you can kind of segment them from, like, you can look at the most copied, the best risk reward, the most active, the best all time, the weekly gainers. At the moment, I'm just looking at it's the most copied, and number one is called the blockchain index. And so if I go into that, I can see there are 4,517 people that are copying that strategy. I think there's about 15 million pounds. That's the combined assets of all those
Yeah.
4,000 people. Yeah, so how does this work? If I sign up with Economy and I want to follow the blockchain index strategy, how do I do that, and what's involved, and what can I expect?
Yeah, that strategy specifically is, I think, I would challenge any other crypto platform to show me that they have an index strategy that's been indexing the crypto market longer than that strategy on our platform. So the blockchain index strategy, it's been live with real money of investors on the market since 2016. It's produced over 4,000 percentage returns over this period. And it's pretty simple concept, it's this strategy, for example, is quite simple to say, it's just indexing the market, but it's constantly changing, it's constantly evaluating, and it's just one of the 30 indexing strategies on the platform. It's run by an experienced trader. He decided to do this early stage. It was one of the first strategies on the platform, and he's just been doing that for 7, 8 years now. And the other users that join the platform can just filter out the strategy they want, and then start copying. It works instantly, meaning you press copy and then your assets start behaving at the same way that this strategy, meaning if the strategy has 25 coins in it, you also get 25 coins in your portfolio, and then it's automatically rebalanced whenever there's a change of the original strategy. So the good thing maybe to say this is also the social aspect of it, because this experienced trader that actually run the public strategies, they actually share their knowledge. They share how, what they think about their analysis of the market. They share what they think is happening from a technical analysis point of view. Also, other insights, and this way the copiers can learn, about the market without spending tons of hours doing that themselves.
Yeah, that you're exactly right, Peter. I think that's the key point, because especially if you're new to crypto, or even people that have kind of dabbled in crypto trading over the years, it's harder than it looks, and especially if you're going to keep up with all the different altcoins. It becomes a full-time job, and if you're not a professional trader who knows how to manage your emotions, it's just very easy for people to not be successful at it. So I think for the vast majority of people, either there's two ways they can go. They can either just buy some Bitcoin and Ethereum and just dollar cost
Yeah,
average
stick to
and
it.
leave it alone for
Yeah.
10 years. That's
Yeah,
that's the easy
exactly.
way.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if you want to get a little bit more sophisticated and you want to trade the volatility of altcoins, then of course go and do that, or simply use a platform like ICONOMI and find someone who is an experienced trader and find a strategy that resonates with you and copy them. It's just the smarter thing to do, I think, for the vast majority of people, Peter.
Yeah, could not agree more, especially, the retail investors approaching this market. For them, this is quite a good entry point for the market. Yeah. Um, I mean, I have also very nice, I mean, I was very happy. I was actually interviewing um, a girl for a position a couple of months ago. And, she came to the interview. She said, look, I knew nothing about it. I went to the platform. And during the last bull run, she actually was smart enough, to set her goals. And she had really a goal in mind. Oh, I want to earn that much. And when that's it, I'm going to go out of the market. And she actually successfully did that. So she was able to buy a flat. I did not at the end select her for the job, but nevertheless, I was really happy to see that somebody who is not experienced in the market managed to really get something out of our product that we've been building for more than 8 years now.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing that's interesting, and I love that, she was able to identify her targets, take the money out, buy a flat, and yet she still wasn't qualified to come and work with you guys, Peter.
And yeah, no, it's there was better candidates, but the
Yeah,
cool
sure.
thing is, to see somebody who is not a trader. She didn't
Yes.
have this trading. Usually people approach to crypto with this trading, this retail trading wave that's, everybody feels like he's a trader. Although our platform could be seen as copy trading, it's actually more of a copy investing
Mm,
platform. Yeah,
mm,
more on a mid to long term. And most of the strategies then manage to outperform the performance of Bitcoin for
mm,
certain periods of time, of course, and specifically. And that's why we do not actually push this FOMO, trade now, trade daily. It's
mm.
more of a smart portfolio investment platform.
Well, that's a great point as well, Peter. And so, just using, because it's actually extremely difficult, as you will know, to beat Bitcoin, because Bitcoin really is the best performing asset on the planet over the last 10 years,
Yeah.
except of course for certain other highly volatile crypto assets. So if you can beat Bitcoin, my God, you're doing extremely well. But the only way you
Yeah.
will beat Bitcoin is, being very clever, and I guess over that longer term time frame. And so that blockchain index, that strategy that we were talking about before, that's a great example, because I think, as you mentioned, that was set up in 2016 or 2018 or whatever it is. And people have to understand that if we're 2024 now, coming up on 6, 8, 10 years in that strategy, of course you're going to do very well. But there will be times when you don't. So you need to have that long term mindset and be prepared to hold for the long term and not get shaken out, I suppose, Peter.
Yeah, yeah. The strategies that I run on the platform, I see them as being a hybrid, between something
Mm-hmm.
like a fund and something like of a trading product. Because in a sense, they are instantly your money is instantly available to you as a copier. So if you say, "Oh, I'm not stop copying," it happens basically instantly. You just sell all those underlying coins, which are anyhow all the time you own them. Um, so in this sense is kind of a product that I don't think is available in traditional finance, because it's, you buy funds there and then they have a couple of days to give your money out and then have all these processes around here. While on our platform, everything is really done instantly, and the copier is always in control of his assets. He gets notifications about the news, he gets notifications about whatever happens through the strategy. And then we are now starting building something called Portfolio Health Checker, which basically allows the user to set his own, goals, risk tolerance, and we ask a couple of simple questions, and then based on that, we always check the risk and the volatility of the underlying assets that they have in their strategies. So really try to make it simple for the beginner on the public side of the platform. Then what they do what the private strategists do with their private portfolios is completely not a game. And some of the most sophisticated users that we have on the B2B side, on the other side, use the algorithms that our platform offers. Because when trading, we always trade through basically limit orders. We don't place any market orders. This way, we are always able to actually find the best price for the selected trade that the users want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's talk to me a little bit more then, Peter, about the different features that are available for the more professional portfolio managers, the more sophisticated traders, crypto power users, people like that. How are they making the most of the different feature sets that are available on ICONOMI?
So basically what the platform turns out to be for an asset manager wanting to enter the crypto space or manage a portfolio, we do everything, but we do not do the trades. But basically everything else, from liquidity, custody, order execution, finding the best prices for the trades that somebody wants to do, that's all done by our technology. We have a smart routing engine that actually selects the venue when the trade should be done. Then we execute all the orders algorithmically. So any order, even orders of 2 million euros size, get broken down into iceberg pieces and then executed through the different algorithms. And all this really automation of portfolio management is available to the more sophisticated users and traders. Yeah. On the other side, what it's also on top, we take away the burden of KYCing users, then tax reporting and all this stuff that's actually bringing no value to an asset manager, because it's kind of you could call it portfolio administration and related stuff. Yeah. So what we do is now we are we are one of the rare companies that is FCA registered in the UK, which is our domestic market. There are 40, I think there are 40, 44, 45 companies in the UK that are registered with the Financial Conduct Authority. We are one of them. And we are just now with acquisition with it in the Netherlands, started entering the European market, where in less than a year time, the MiCA regulation directive is gonna kick in. So this is where we feel at home and we know these markets. It's interesting also for me to kind of compare how the Brits approach it versus how the continental Europe approaches it. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, I see, Peter, that you recently launched a wealth management platform called ICONOMI Wealth, which I think is more aimed at, professional, small and mid-sized asset management firms, financial advisors, people like that, I suppose, who might be managing a number of different crypto portfolios and need a reasonably advanced set of tooling to manage all that, right?
Yeah, that's correct. This been part of our strategic direction to move from the retail, which we kind of started in, to the more B2B kind of side of the business, because we somehow realized that we were offering really advanced technology features and execution features to the retail clients without actually figuring out for a couple of years that but this is actually almost institutional grade what we have in the back to run the portfolios for the strategies on retail side. So it's just basically opening up the platform to a new segment on one side, and white labeling it. So, if an asset manager wants to and needs a turnkey portfolio management solution for his crypto business, that's what we actually have on the B2B side. This has been developed and launched to the market very recently. So it's a new development for us. We are also still very much welcoming any feedback on this side.
And, for people that want to take a look at that, either on the retail side, just your average retail user, or as I say, yeah, the bigger boys, the more sophisticated portfolio managers, what should both of those very different customer segments, but where should they go? How should they get in touch?
Yeah, no, the interesting thing is that already by logging in as a retail user, somebody who has the eyes of a professional investor in the space will be able to notice that there are a lot of really, really advanced features available for those who manage public strategies for the retail side of the platform. And then the B2B side is just, a step further in terms of, custody related processes, in terms of liquidity selection, and the algorithms that we offer. But for a first glance of the platform, already a login into as a retail user will give him very much insight on what the platform is capable of. The other side, we can always, have one-on-one sessions with anybody that's interested into learning more about the B2B offering.
Got it. As we start to finish off, Peter, be great just to get some of your kind of wider thoughts on the market in general. You've been involved for some time. As I kind of talked about at the start of the show, it's very, very interesting times, of course, in the crypto markets at the moment. We're only halfway through February. It's like 16th of February today, a whole year ahead, but already thanks to the spot ETFs in the US, seen an incredible rush of fresh capital come into Bitcoin over the last few weeks, and no sign of it slowing down yet. Of course, the Bitcoin halving is coming up in April. It's like 60 days away, something like that. What do you see kind of in the year ahead?
Could not be more bullish for this year, but let me take a step back. I think this ETF hype that now turned out to be realized in the actual ETFs. It's kind of it's changed the narrative. I think it's really changing the social contract that we actually have. Bitcoin at the beginning was an idea, then it was basically kind of something that a subgroup of people believed in, let's say the more tacky, more maybe anarchist subculture, let me put it like this. Nowadays, it's, I think, really challenging the social contracts in the Western societies. I hear on main media, discussions about, can you please stop printing money? Because, that's what is happening. And this is now brought, and these ETFs have now legitimized this because it's kind of, putting legitimacy to this new contract, social contract. Yeah, okay, we think Bitcoin can store the value. I think this is the theme that's I hear, which before that was like just no, oh no, there's some kids playing with tokens. Now that's not a game, and this is why I think there's really interesting times ahead of us. Yeah, of course. Let's see what the macro environment will bring on the other side. There are a lot of threats also outside of the crypto world.
Yes, indeed. But I think that's fascinating, Peter. And I think you're exactly right in that one of the things that's so interesting about Bitcoin, call it the Bitcoin rabbit hole if you like, is if you do start to get interested in learning more about Bitcoin, you learn kind of by default about some of the problems with everything from, money printing, centralized authority, power structures, and just all sorts of different political philosophies, and it just does tend to kind of pull back the curtains a little bit of some of the fragilities of the way that the world works. And it's not necessarily to say that Bitcoin itself is perfect either, but it does just as I say, it pulls back the curtain a little bit, and once you kind of go down that rabbit hole, it's hard to go back, Peter.
Yeah, I would agree with you. As I told you at the beginning, and if I look back, I'm a curious person. I've always been, and somehow, getting now into this finance, getting to know the industry, and unveiling those curtains that you mentioned is something that is really getting me more and more excited about my role at ICONOMI as the CEO. No, I have a responsibility toward the team, and on the other side, toward all of the users on the platform. And yeah, but reflecting, I really think it's changing a bit what's happening in the Western societies. Although, thinking broadly, I would expect the non-Western societies or the countries that have more political problems to be the ones that would be actually adopting these technologies and this new blockchain technologies before. But yeah, let's see. Interesting times.
Interesting times indeed. Used to be a curse that people would say to each other, "May you live in interesting times," but there is no denying, Peter, that we do live in interesting times. Look, as we start to finish off, to bring it back to economy, anything that you can kind of share in terms of what you and your team are working on, anything coming down the product pipeline that people should look out for, anything like that?
Yeah, our turn to the B2B segment will then also reflect in the special offering for high net worth individuals, which is a very specific segment. Approaching crypto, everybody thinks about, oh, I want to do 10x. There's a 10x expectation. You don't go to bank with a 10x expectation. To do that, you go turn to a crypto platform. Yeah. So, but in the years of the ICOs, the 10, 100x, 1000x was really, that was something that most of the investors kind of almost could reach. I think nowadays this is not there anymore so easily, and it's kind of only available to certain investors that have been in the space for a longer time with some connections. You get invited to pre-sales of tokens. You can scan the projects. You can invest in early stage projects even before they come liquid, and they go to the market. So this is something we've been working on. We're planning to open up special fund for high net worth individuals with the potential of having the 100 and the 1000x in returns at the same time being very, very, very risky, which is why it's only going to be launched inside Economy Private, a special section on the platform for high net worth individuals. On the other side, now is the best time that we add one feature that I think we are still now missing on the platform, which is shorting. Yeah, so far for the professional investors, we've been really focused on the spot. So we have, I guess, at least a year of time if there is going to be a bull run to develop and do that. So to be also ready then for the next bear time, which for sure will come.
Yes, it will. There are three certainties in life: death, taxes, and the end of a crypto bull run. Still,
It's
it's a brave person that would short Bitcoin at the moment. That is for sure.
yeah.
Look, thank you so much for coming and spending some time with us on the show today, Peter. You've been fantastic talking to you. I think Economy looks absolutely fantastic. Actually, it's a brilliant looking app, some incredible features. So kudos to you and your team. Just to finish off again, tell people where they can find you on X, Twitter, or wherever else you like to hang out online. And again, just tell people where they can go to learn more about Economy and download the app, get involved, etc.
Yeah, you can find us on the App Store's website as well, iconomy.com. We are translated in many languages. Myself, I'm not really a social media geek, so rather the old school LinkedIn approach or just a direct message on Twitter will work. So happy to respond and get in touch with all other crypto enthusiasts.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Peter. All the best, and bye for now.